Hello, John from Roof Doctor of the Carolinas. This is Joel from JND SEO. We spoke briefly earlier, so I'm going to basically show you 3 ways that you could improve your site. We'll talk about content, citations, and backlinks. And John, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste mine, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. If at the end of the video you do want to hear more information or have some questions, feel free to reach out. If not, I'm actually going to give you some free tips in here that you guys could go ahead and use yourself as well. All right, so the first thing we'll talk about is content, and I'm on your page here, as you can see. And I'm just looking to see how many words of content you guys kind of have. Google recommends having about 1,500 to 2,000 words of content. Most companies don't have it, to be honest, but the reason that Google prefers that much, because they know if you have that much content, then you're basically giving something back to Google, essentially. It's going to bring more people in, and you're essentially educating, and that's one of the things that they prefer. And the next thing here, I do see that you guys have a blog, right? So even though you don't have that much content, a blog functions very similar to what we just talked about, where if you have a blog, Google really likes blogs, and they'll rank these sites typically higher, because a blog, just like educating, it offers a lot of tips, strategies, and it also is educating people just like all the content would on a homepage, as long as they each have their own title, which it looks like yours have. And people can go on there and click those. So Google does really like those. So that can kind of offset not having all the content. And what I'm going to do here is just compare you guys to Monarch Roofing. The reason why is because Monarch is one of the top results in Myrtle Beach anyway. And so if you want to basically, get to the top of the rankings, they're the ones on the top right now. They're the ones that we'd want to actually get ahead of. So just looking through Monarch, I'm going to tell you right now, they don't have 15 or 2,000 words of content. And Monarch does not have a blog. So you guys having a blog, if you added more content, it would just be one more way that you would essentially be ahead of Monarch. The idea is to beat them in all of the 3 things we're going to talk about today. And if you do that, you'll be able to get ahead of them in the rankings. So back to you guys. And the other reason, though, that you do want that much content is the more content you have, the more keywords you can put into it. As an example, I've put in Myrtle Beach Roofing. This brings in 150 people search this exact keyword every single month. It's also one that's new customers because, as you can see, there's obviously no roofing company attached to it. So they're looking for somebody. First thing they're going to see are these ads. The second thing they're going to see is this map section, also called Google My Business. Top 3 companies are going to show up here in this little preview window. You could view all. But if you just want to get seen, it's a great another way. Like I said, new customers would see this second overall. This is going to bring us to citations, which is our second topic. And the way to get these is you just get your business name, address, and phone number, those 3 things, all listed together into a directory site. These are sites like Home Advisor, Yelp, Yellow Pages. Even Facebook and social media can function as these if you link them with a website. The key with all citations, though, is it has to be the exact same. There can't be any differences. Like for MD Roofing, if they put periods between the M and the D, it wouldn't link. It has to be exact. That's the biggest key with those. All right, and after the map section, the third thing that any new buyer would see or new customer, they're going to find the organic section. There's going to be 10 results that show up per page here. And these all show up in reference to our keyword. So our keyword, Myrtle Beach Roofing, we could actually rank it according to our results. So number 1 would go to Better Business Bureau. That's a directory. 2 is going to go to United Contractors Roofing. 3 is going to go to Monarch Roofing, which is the one we use as a comparison. So we could keep going, but like I said, I do want to keep us on the shorter side. The big key for this page here at the bottom is the top 10 results that are on the first page. So what I've done next is I took your website and I plugged it into a program that I use called Erish. This just allows me to kind of analyze your site. First thing I see is you guys do have a header up here, which is a really good thing. This allows you to be found a little bit easier by Google. And I know we are focusing on Myrtle Beach for this one. However, I know you guys obviously you are spread out across the Carolinas a little bit, and you do have a little bit of a bigger service area. But all these numbers, they wouldn't change in reference to just based on the location we searched. These numbers would stay the same regardless. We just were looking at that one Google page based on that one keyword. But let's jump into backlinks and referring domains, which is our third topic and final hint that we'll kind of talk about today. And so backlinks and referring domains really work together. Referring domains are the websites. This would be like the Facebook, like in our example. And then the actual backlink would be the actual link. So like on the web part for the business page, you put in, roofdoctorcarolinas.com. That's your link. So you can have more than one link per site. You can see you guys have a little bit less than 3 per site there, roughly on an average. The more referring domains you have pointing back to your site and links, the stronger this number goes up here. This means your trust online, which Google trusts you with. The higher this is, the more keywords you can be found for, as long as they are on your page. So right now we can see your trust is at 24, your keywords is at 84. And these are what really bring in the visitors, the keywords. That's just like what we searched in our example, Myrtle Beach Roofing. So of the 84 keywords, that's actually bringing you guys 89 visitors per month, which is a pretty good number there. You actually have more visitors than keywords, which is pretty cool. And we'll come back here. We're going to actually look at your keywords here in a second. I'm going to hop over to Monarch Roofing. We can see they've got their name on their header as well as a keyword. You can also add a few keywords to those headers. And they've got about 368 referring domains, sending back over 2,000 links to their site. They've got a trust of 38 because they have this many domains. Again, these are kind of vouching for them, for their website, telling Google, hey, it's a good site. We are vouching for them. The more you have, the higher the numbers. 394 is the amount of keywords Monarch's got attached to them, and they're getting about 472 visitors to their site every single month. So let's hop back to your keywords. Let's look at those first. First thing we see is Roof Doctor, which is a part of your name. People who search this know who you are. Same with Roof Doctor Calabash, North Carolina, and Roof Doctor of the Carolinas. These ones, anything that says Roof Doctor, obviously part of your name. People know who you are. Because Roof Doctor is a bit of a, you have multiple chains and businesses with that name. That's why there's such huge volume. It's a national term. If we put a specific location like this, it goes down to 200, which is for that service area, so people are searching exactly. So let's go to this one. 200 people will search this exactly like that. You guys for this one are in the first position. So the first position typically is going to give you between 20 and 35% of the actual volume. So you're getting 32 visitors from that 200 volume. And basically that's what's actually coming to your site. The lower your number is on position, and the higher your position is where it goes up, the smaller percentage. So you can see here for Dr. Roof, you're number 8, still on the first page, top 10 on the first page, but you're towards the bottom of the first page, so you're only getting the 2.3 visitors of the 100. So it's down to like 2%, opposed to this one, which is much, much higher there, about 15% or so. So you can see the difference there. A lot of yours have to do with your company name. So you also want to have some of the ones that we talked about where we had essentially new customers coming in. And so this one here is a good one. Roofing company, Myrtle Beach. 70 people do search it every month. This one, though, we see you guys are 53. We found 80 to 85% of people won't even go to page 2. So 53 is going to put you in the close to the middle of page 6. And so as we can see, there's no actual visitors coming as a result. So you're not getting any of the actual 70 because you really have to get in that top 10 to get to those. So the more of those keywords you can get in the top 10, it looks like really all of your visitors are coming from these top 4 right now, as you can see. That's where you guys are getting all your visitors, and they all have to do with your name. So definitely I would say focusing on keywords that were more geared towards new customers and bringing in new customers would be the place to go, where you guys could really add up a lot more visitors. So if we jump to Monarch, we see they've got a lot with their name as well. Let's go to this one, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 70 people search it. They're number 1. They're getting 22 of the 70. Here's a good one for new customers, Roofing Company, Myrtle Beach. 70 people search it. Monarch's number 2, so they're going to get, they're going to get 10 of those 70. Then here, Myrtle Beach Roofing, our example, 150. That's why we used it. They're number 6 for that one, and so they're going to get 8 visitors of the 150 because, again, it's not as high as it could be. So what we actually see with Monarch is even though they have a bunch up here, a lot of the ones that they're ranked really high for are their own name, with the exception of maybe this one here. That's more for new customers. So there's a lot of room to beat them. And we saw that Better Business Bureau was the top result, which tells us it's a directory, and directories are actually easier to beat because Google prefers Google actually prefers having a local company instead of having a directory. All right, so guys, that's the information for you. We talked about content, citations, backlinks. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Obviously, if you guys are happy with everything and where you're kind of at, you don't have to do anything with the information. If you have someone that you currently use, you can definitely show them the video, and it might give them a few helpful tips here of new keywords to target or a few other things they could do to improve the site. Thanks for your time. Have a great day. And I'll follow you guys up with you guys just to ask what you thought of the video if you thought it was helpful. Thank you.